got InfinityTTF against SCGenX. So I guess that's a new player. I don't know how they're setting these up. Is it a King of the Hill type of battle? I'm not real sure. But we're playing on Test Bug. Interesting thing about this map, even though it's not in the rotation, there's only 3 different spawn points. Obviously the 2 that we have here, and 1 over here in the 3rd. And another interesting thing, one is, let's see what this one is. One is kind of a metal base, one's a grass base, and over here on the other side is a lava base. So Zerg is over here on the bottom left-hand side. SCGenX is over on the bottom side. And at the top we have InfinityTTF. Looks like TTF is getting a very quick double assimilator. Let's see if he does any tech play. But with SCGenX there, he sees that all 6 of those drones are going to be mining those and may think something's up. And for those who are questioning what's going on, Dark Daddy did not get an invite. They realized, I guess, that Surreal was way too much. So, no, I'm just kidding. And Overlords are coming out. Everything pretty standard so far. Blocking off his ramp as a normal situation. Another gateway, going for our second gateway.
Now, one thing I'd like to mention about this map, test bug here, is that there's a Xel'Naga tower in front of every base, but it's like guarded by destructible rocks, so you can't instantly take it, but it's always something you want to get for later on, so you can tell when you're about to be attacked.
That's a good point. And Gen X already has his speed upgrade. He's going for his Roach Warren. And we have 2 gateways coming up, so we're at 3 right now. Let's see if he gets his 4th or if he expands. I don't think he's going to quite expand yet.
No, it does kind of look like a 3-gate Fastest Man.
Yep, there he goes with it. And we have the expansion up already up for Gen X. Again, pretty common. He's got a fast evolution chamber, though. That's really interesting. I think whenever he saw both of those gases go up, he thought it might be some airplay and just got it out just in case. 2 Overlords on either side. That's very good for scouting. He sees those 2 gateways. Chrono going up on the main. Yeah, see, he's got those spore crawlers coming up. He's expecting some airplay coming up, but he's not seeing anything. He's going to let this guy heal up before he looks around.
Now, I'm almost wondering if he's expecting DTs, because that is positioned right in the front of his base, where he would be able to see the DTs coming in.
Yep. He has a pretty good idea. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. But he has a good idea of what InfinityTTF has. And right now, he pretty much I think he saw pretty much the whole map. The only thing is maybe he would have built something in this upper left-hand corner, but he's going to scout that very shortly with this other Overlord that's on the left-hand side. Another pylon going up. And we are expanding to lair. And he's putting his lair up actually at the natural, it looks like.
Very interesting choice.
It does have more hit points, although if you lose it, though, it's going to hurt a lot more. And we do have a timing push coming in for TTF. And you were talking about those destructible rocks. Even with the gold, we have destructible rocks there as well, too. He's moving down, and Gen X does see it, although there's not a lot of army there. Although he's producing 6 roaches here, so it may be enough to hold it off. He comes in. Let's see how those force fields do. That's going to be the determining factor. He is starting to pull the drones off. He does force field the ramp, so nothing can come out. A lot of those roaches are going to be doing nothing. But here come the ones that are already down. He's focusing the queen. Most of them are coming down. Those drones are sitting there doing nothing. A lot of energy on these sentries, but they're not being used, though. And that may be a little bit of a blunder. He may be losing. Oh, there he goes. He cuts off his escape route so that he can come up. It looks like he will successfully get away. He may turn around and kill that. Nope, he wants to get away from those roaches altogether. We do have a lot of sentries and some more stalkers down at the base of his ramp. And it looks like he is going to lose that sentry, but when he comes up, he's going to see a lot more stalkers in the way.
Now, if you take a look at the income tab, as he pulled off all those drones and he was losing basically every one of them, it does look like TTF has come ahead in the harvester count.
Yeah, and it is interesting. I know that GenX did get his expansion up a little bit faster, but it looks like the drone count, let's see how many. We've got 40 drones to 35, 41, so he is producing a lot more. And I think that GenX is, let's see, is he producing? Yeah, he's actually producing 7 right now, so that's going to catch up really quickly. He is starting to spread his creep a little bit. I think he had 2 queens in here. Did he lose? He lost one of the queens. Did he lose? Nope, there's his queen right there. Tell you, another queen. Yep, he does have another queen being built. So he's trying to get that extra queen up, and he's going to start spreading that creep all the way to as far north as he can. And there he goes with the observer. He's trying to find out what's in this base. He's going to see that a +1 upgrade is coming up. He's going to probably suspect that it's the weapons upgrade. And he also saw that robotics bay as well, too. And it looks like GenX is going to start taking the gold. He knows he may know he's a little bit behind in the economy. Actually, he's not down by a whole lot, but if he takes this gold, he's going to be far ahead in that economy. He's getting the glacial reconstruction. He's going to move a little bit faster as a roach. And he's also getting the carapace as well, too. So we're going to see a +1 for ground weapons and a +1 defense. So they're going to almost cancel each other out. He's still droning up really hard. If we look at the income tab now, they have caught up completely, and you can see he's building 3 more drones. And it looks like TTF is done, at least for the time being, on building his drones. Let's see. He's not maxed on this base at all. He could build some more.
If you look down at the bottom, he is pushing.
Oh, he
TTF
does
is
have
making
those
a
in
big
there.
push.
That's a good catch, and he did force field off all those roaches. He's going to take his time killing these off and pick them off one at a time, and they are falling very quickly. Although those roaches are coming down, again, a force field may have made a bigger difference, but here come the lings, and it's not going to matter because they're going to all get cleaned up very shortly now. But he did pick off several different units. Let's look at the units lost tab, and it looks like, yep. TTF has lost almost twice as many resources as GenX has, but from being a Zergling, though, that's not terribly uncommon. It hurts whenever you lose units, especially if you have a little lings in there. You're pretty well ready to give those up. And we do have the 3rd base that is up now for GenX, so that economy is going to be pumping through, and he's going to have a lot more larvae as well, too. And you can see he's starting to stream in with all of his lings and roaches. He is building a spire as well, and also a Hydralisk den, so he's going to be coming in with a lot of force.
One thing you might want to take a look at, if you look at the units killed pop up, you'll see that this fight is extremely one-sided.
What's the letter for that one? Unfortunately, I don't remember.
I believe it's Control R.
And we do have 2 robotics facilities that are coming up as well, too. Yeah, 81 to 31. That's a huge difference.
Looked for a second like SCGenX was about to push up, but decided against it.
I think he realizes he's got a pretty good lead right now. Whenever he poked up last time, he killed off most of that army, and he knows that he's also taken his 3rd base. And he's actually got a ling over here. So he's got the Zelnaga Tower. He knows if anything's going to the right, and he's also covering this spot to the left. So he knows that TTF is on 2 bases, and he's actually on 4 bases. Nope, I thought that was an extra base. It's just a large army that's sitting there right now. So here he's going to start moving out. He's going to start spreading that creep, which is very important whenever you have Hydralisks. On the creep, they do move very fast, but when they get off the creep, they are incredibly slow, and they die very often a painful, quick death. So it looks like both units are going to start moving out again. Unfortunately, GenX, for TTF, GenX is going to know exactly what's going on, and he's going to be ready for that. Yeah, he's already splitting his army across so that they won't bunch up and it will have a natural arc. He's going to be able to focus in on all of those units. He sees that they're coming toward the 4th, so he's going to cut that off. Let's see if we have it from both sides. We've got a flanking position. He's going to try to cut off all of those immortals. And while at the meantime, all of the Hydras and the Roaches are going to be picking off all these Stalkers. It's a very good combination, good way to keep away from those Immortals, especially for those Roaches. But those Immortals, there's so many of them, 4 left on the field, and they clean up those Roaches so quickly. He's got some more units coming in. Let's see if he actually pushes with this, but oh, he's got all of these. Okay, he's moving some units in. I was going to say, these Overlords seem to be pretty vulnerable right now, but TTF is backing up. He knows he doesn't have enough to really do any major damage, so he's going to go back and regroup a little. He keeps building a lot of those Immortals, but the more Hydralisks that comes out, oh no, there's a lot of Roaches coming out, so those are still going to be very effective. And he does start his third base as well, too. And it looks like no push yet. He's still expanding his creep out. Tell you, a good tactic for this, you see how slow those move off the creep. If he could get an observer out when he starts his push and knock back some of that creep from spreading, that could turn to be a pretty good advantage for him. We do have some extra Zealots that are coming out as well, too. And we've got another upgrade coming up. Both players are still upgrading. Again, ground 2 Carapace, level 2, and also level 2 weapons as well for the Protoss. So again, we're going to be at a wash here. And the third is getting taken down. He observes it and knocks it out. He may be waiting for... No, he's just going to knock it out. And at the same time, too, here comes the push. A lot of Immortals in here. We still have tons and tons of Immortals. He's warping in more units. But as those Stalkers are actually acting as meat shields for these Immortals, you don't see that as often, but with all the number of Roaches in here, it looks like it may be a good idea. The Lings are starting to come in, and they can chew through Immortals pretty quickly. And TTF gives the good game.
Yes.
That was back and forth. But, you know, whenever you have 4 bases as a Zerg, it's tough to overcome that.